Hello, everyone, and welcome to Viper Squadron. I'm Crispy. Let me just get this overlay completely set up here, and we should be good to go. Or at least I can move the image over to the other side, because they came in the wrong sides. They set up on the opposite side that I had set up for them, so I am slightly embarrassed about that. There we go. Alrighty, so welcome to this kind of impromptu stream here. Hope you all are ready for some incredible X-Wing content. We have a top cut match here in between Squadron 512 on the left side and Tauncast186 on the right. So, just kind of breaking down some of these lists as we go along. On the left side, we have Andrew Bolduck from Squadron 512. He's running Django Fett in the Fire Spray with Veteran Tailgunner, the Slave 1 title, Delayed Fuses, False Transponder Codes, Proton Bombs, Chancellor Palpatine, Jamming Beam, and Treacherous. Very solid standard piece that we see a lot of lists. Speaking of a more standard piece, we have General Grievous, with Soulless One, Impervium Plating, and Outmaneuver. So we've got a lot of fun, funky stuff for you. Can you all hear me? I had trouble with my voice last time, but I have no idea if you guys can hear me right now. Perfect, perfect. Thank you. Alrighty. Yeah, because last time I had to do one of these Kyber matches, for the first like 10 minutes, my voice was completely out of it, and I just had Greg from Nickel City X-Wing talking over me, and everyone was very confused. But pretty sure I've got everything taken care of now. So we have Django Grievous on the left with Dirge, with the Xanadu Blood title Ion Cannon and Heavy Laser Cannon. Pretty standard build that we've got from there. Very offensive Dirge. Opting for the Ion Cannon and the Heavy Laser Cannon, so you are at least rolling 3 attack dice at all time. And to round out the list, you have the Bombardment Drone, with landing struts, independent calculations, and those proximity mines. So those could put a lot of damage through. Into the 3-ship list that we've got here on the right from Connor, we have Boba Fett in the Fire Spray with Veteran Tailgunner, Ahsoka Crew, the Slave 1 title, Contraband, Proton Bombs, and Fearless. Then we've got Iman with Veteran Tailgunner, Marauder, Proton Bombs, and Savage Oppress. So that way both your Fire Sprays have force. And then you have Kanan Jarrus with the Maul Crew. Lots and lots of force for that scum list. Kanan being able to reduce the number of attack dice coming into himself or another friendly ship in his turret arc if he spends a force. So right now he's looking to protect Iman up there at the top of the board. And we're going to have some early engagement here. Django reaching out and grabbing Iman. Going to be a range 3 obstructed shot. Django hit eyeball blank. Thinks about spending the force. Does not. And Iman happily dodges. Boba Fett also going to be able to reach out and grab Grievous. Will spend force for 3. Grievous to evades. Soulless One will grant you a reroll here. And that reroll is going to give him 3 evades. looks like we've got the heavy laser cannon for Dirge into Kanan. Kanan gonna spend a force, knock it down a die. 2 hits coming in, and Kanan will ooh, no, cannot focus thanks to Dead to Rights. Gonna have to spend another force to dodge this shot. And that will get both forces out of Kanan on the first turn. Emon firing back into Dirge. It looks like hit crit. That is going to be a shield on Dirge. Early damage there for Connor, sneaking one onto Dirge. But Andrew got both the force out of Kanan, which could be a pretty big deal going into this second turn. So the scenario, it is salvage mission. During your perform action step, you can check to see if you are at range 1 of one of those objective markers, one of those crates. You can pick it up and attach it to your ship. You'll get 1 point at the end of every turn for every crate that your ships are carrying. And you cannot boost, barrel roll, cloak, or slam while you have one of these salvage crates. Neither of these lists are particularly happy to see this scenario. The 3-ship list on the right does not have a lot of ships that can carry those crates. There's really just Kanan, because the fire sprays really rely on boosting around to get those shots. And then on the left as well, Django also wants to boost around. Grievous and Dirge, both as well. So I'm expecting to see 1 ship on each side, probably the bombardment drone, and Kanan are going to be the crate-carrying ships for the sides. And the rest of the ships can go just, beat each other up as they're designed to do. Fire Spray, probably one of the best chassis in the game. Very versatile with what they can do. They have that front and the back arc. Both, really all 3 Fire Sprays in this game have a veteran tail gunner, so they can perform an attack out the back and out the front in the same turn. So if they're able to line up those, could get some great shots. Got a road roll. Looks like Connor is going to be going first again. A little 1 straight from Kanan. Just takes a focus. Bombardment drone doing a 1 straight. We could see a crate pickup here. And there we go. Emon 3 bank in. Staying in that arc of Kanan, so he's able to protect himself if he gets shot at. Now he's opening up his rear arc. If Dirge gets too close to Kanan, could get a shot at that. And Emon also has a shot out the front. Many targets to take a look at. Grievous screaming in there, trying to get away from Boba Fett as fast as possible. We are considering an action here from Grievous. Looks like it's going to be a barrel roll linked to red focus, possibly. Checking his barrel roll options. And will finish. Boba, hard 2 in. Could potentially see a boost here, and we will. Boba trying to jump in there. Boba, of course, getting a reroll. Will be able to reroll a die on offense or defense for every enemy ship that is at range 1 of him. So he boosts in range 1 of Grievous. He will get a reroll for offense, and then he also has that force from Ahsoka. So he's able to get a sort of a soft double mod. Dirge, we see a bank and a barrel roll. Trying to arc dodge Emon there, potentially line up the bullseye for Dead to Rights to prevent Emon from spending his focus token on defense. And Django is going to slip forward right in front of Emon, not bumping him. And we will see the lock taken by Django and the false transponder codes used to jam off the focus token on Emon. Django here starting his first attack into Emon. Kanan spending a die to spending a force to remove a die. It's going to be 2 shields coming into Emon from that first shot, and we're going to have a veteran tail gunner. Looks like just for 1. Boba checks for range 1. Is going to have to spend a force since there was no one around to help Boba reroll. Boba here. Most likely going to see a shot into the bombardment drone. 2 hits. And that is 2 evades from the bombardment drone natties. Gotta protect your crate carriers. Dirge with a range 1 bullseye. This is most likely going to be in ion cannon. Ionizing Emon is a great way to help your other ships kind of secure shots on them. And this is going to be an ion cannon, range 1, 4 dice with a focus. Ooh, not going to see a lot. Only 2, so not able to ion. But we are going to see... that's an ion cannon, so we're going to see 1 shield gone off of Emon. And 1 ion token. 1 more ion token, and it will ionize Emon. It takes 1 ion token to ionize small base ships, 2 to ionize medium, and 3 for large. Emon also going to shoot into the bombardment drone. Got his focus jammed off. May not spend the force here to protect himself from Grievous and the bombardment. The 2 shots coming in. The bombardment drone will still take 1 damage. Grievous going into Emon. Focus for 2. And 2 more blanks. We are going to see shield and card into Emon. Kanan, downtown into Django. 2 evades for Django. Last but not least, the bombardment drone. Gonna reach out, take a shot into Emon, as the rest of his ship's been doing. Ooh, 2 hits! And we will see the force spend and the evades. That is going to be 1 point for Andrew for picking up the crates. All right, so Iman basically going down to half. But in this scenario, half means nothing. It is all or nothing on these ships. Iman can perfectly just survive, or even just go down to 1, and Connor will not be giving up any points at all. Yep. Generally, the idea is that the the more you dogpile into Boba, the harder it becomes because he gets more and more rerolls and he's able to punch out a lot harder as well. So diving into Emon instead seems to be pretty good. Andrew was able to get both of the force charges out of Kanan on that first turn. So Kanan had one less force uh, for the turn that you kind of went all in onto Emon. So that probably helped get an extra damage through. However, Emon is in a perfect position to throw some bombs back. Hopefully not bomb Kanan. And Bubba's in a perfect position to chase. But this is an excellent start, I think, from Andrew. Getting a lot of damage pushed through on Emon. Could make him a bit more passive from here on out. Emon having to play defensively, which will allow Andrew to kind of push up more aggressively into Kanan. Now Kanan's kind of all on an island by himself. Emon's going to be running away. Kanan's probably going to be running away at least a little bit. Could see an angry Jango suddenly appear in front of Kanan. So I think Road E is probably going to matter a lot here for this game. Probably this engagement in particular, because you've got Grievous and Emon. Um, if Emon moves first, could move into that spot behind Django before Grievous gets in there, which could leave Grievous very tight for Boba to just simply roll up with a one straight or a one bank and get a nice range one shot into the side of Grievous or Bombardment Drone. Or Grievous can move up, take that spot, and block Emon basically right where he is, forcing him to bump into the front of Django, which then Django can simply move over the top of and shoot out the back. I'm probably expecting a bank from Django up towards Kanan, leverage that front arc into Kanan, and then put the back arc into Emon. Get the most out of that veteran tail gunner that you've got. Although Django with the I6 matchup here against Boba, if it gets down into an endgame where it's just Boba versus Django, Django's going to have a huge advantage being able to boost and kind of know where Boba is at all times. Generally, it doesn't come down to that because Grievous and Dirge are two very difficult ships to kill. Dirge, with his ability to basically come back to life after he is destroyed, he discards all of his direct hits and pilot cards, then repairs all of his cards, so could take an extra shot or two to kill Dirge than what you think. And then Grievous is just Grievous with the Impervium Plating and Soulless one, adding health and rerolls. They are two very, very difficult to kill ships in CIS, and they've pretty much become the backbone of the faction. We are going to see a proton bomb dropped here from Emon. And we are also going to see a proton bomb dropped here from Django. Kanan with the 3 straight, getting out of dodge. Hoping to not get hit by his own proton bomb. And we're going to see a focus from Kanan. Very worried about picking up that crate. Being not as defensive for the turn, but that could cost some shields. And we are going to see the bombardment drone too hard into the proton bomb. So that proton bomb will deal a crit and knock off that crate. So I think the bombardment drone is just out there trying to trade. Like, hey, you got your 1 point for the crate. That's fine. You don't need it anymore. You got your lead. And then you'll potentially block Boba onto the proton bomb. And then on the next turn, followed up with a proximity mine using the bombardment drone's pilot ability to launch that mine out the front. Emon with a 2 hard and a boost away. Grievous 3 straight up. Currently sitting in the back arc of Emon. Doesn't have room to really boost out of there. Could boost into the proton bomb to avoid the Emon shot. Just going to sit there and focus. Keep a nice arc onto Kanan. Boba going to bump into the bombardment drone. He's probably not going to take the red focus. He's got that reroll thanks to the bombardment drone being there, and he's got force. Probably will wait to leave his dial open. Dirge, 1 bank. Dirge could potentially be in the spot for Django here. He might need to boost or barrel roll out of the way. His only shot into him would potentially be Kanan. I think if Django did the bank, you'd probably want to be able to boost or barrel roll out of there. No, just going to take an evade. Django is going to do the straight and just bump into Dirge. Will take the damage for the friendly bump, and then is also going to take a damage for the proton bomb. That is a stunned pilot that will remove the crate. Very, very impactful bombs this turn. 2 proton bombs dropped. Andrew taking 4 damage, and Connor taking 1. We're going to see the shot out the back from Django into Boa. Force for 2 hits. Boba going to get a reroll here. And going to take 2. Not sure if I missed it, but I'm not sure if Kanan reached out to check if he had Boba in arc. Could help him there. Ooh, into the back of Grievous. Hit it crit. Grievous going to get a Soulless 1 reroll. And gets the squiggly. We will get the shield off Grievous. Dirge looking in the wrong direction. We've got Emon here. Looking at a range 1 into Grievous. Will deliver. Gonna reroll with Marauder. Gets the hit. Spends the force. 3 hits and a crit. And 2 more evades on Grievous. Hit crit. And that is a stunned pilot again. Not able to use Impervium Plating to remove that crit since it was a pilot. Grievous 3 dice, nothing. Kanan. Also going to keep the assault into Grievous. Spend the focus for 1. Grievous gets the eyeball, spends his focus, and he's okay. We have the range 0 from the bombardment drone. 1 hit. And Boba is perfectly fine. So, no points scored this turn for objectives. There was quite a bit of damage went into Boba, and a lot of damage splashed around the board. Grievous took a lot of damage, and those proton bombs did quite a lot of work. We could see Django drop another one, try to disincentivize Boba from turning after Grievous. We could see Emon try to hurl one over towards the side and try to catch Django or Grievous if they went slow. Bombardment drone is most likely going to plop a pizza right on top of Boba. Excuse me. Get the 1 damage, get the shields off Boba, and potentially do some more damage with the dice. Lots of game left to play. As you can see, Connor going all into Grievous for that turn, getting him down to 3 hull, basically. Emon could be dead. Yeah, I think he was trying to stop Boba, because as much as you want to, I know you want to put a lot of damage into Emon, but it's very difficult just giving up your entire flank to Boba. You don't want to shoot at him. You don't want to give him all those range 1 rerolls, but he's got a boost action. He can get in there if he wants to. Although with the 1 straight, you potentially I still think you get hit by the by your own proton bomb from Django. It's just that the bombardment drone would then be opened up to a range 1 shot from Boba, which, paired with the damage before and the proton bomb damage, could just outright explode the bombardment drone. So I think this was more of a defensive move for the bombardment rather than trying to gamble on getting Emon. No, I'm saying it's a defensive thing for the bombardment drone, not taking the range 1 shot from Boba. Alright, Proxy Mine going to come out, explode on top Boba. Going to get a shield and a card. Both fire sprays down into their hull. Bombardment drone, too hard. Considering, because you've got the double calc option. Or you can go grab that crate right up there. Looks like we are going to see a crate grab by the bombardment drone. Kanan full force now, going to rotate his turret to the rear. Grievous hard turning in. Grievous taking a lot of damage, but not afraid to get back in there. Gonna see a barrel roll and focus. So with the rotate of the arc from Kanan, kind of anticipating that you'd have a ship back there, Grievous is able to get the block onto Emon. Emon will take the red focus. That is also true, Dom. No proton bomb from Django is definitely, you know, looking at these maneuvers, I would expect a proton bomb from Django at least. Boba, Angry Man, 2 banks. Ooh, so right now he has a veteran tail shot. Opts to go for the range 1 shot instead. Boost straight could have kept the bombardment drone in your back arc. Django 1 hards in to look at Emon. Could see a lock here, try to get those double nods going into Emon. Django, I think, already has a lock out there. Opts for the focus. Django taking the range 1. Kanan going to spend a charge. Reduce the incoming dice. Triple blank. Spend the lock. That's why I take it. For not much better. Just 1 hit coming into Emon. And Emon is still going to take that. Emon, 4 hull. Looks like the ion cannon from Dirge. 1 crit, 2 evades. Look at that. All you gotta do is just roll all the evades on the shots that don't matter, or don't have as many hits, and your dice will balance out. It's easy. Boba, range 1 into Grievous. Gonna spend the force for 4. Grievous needs 2 evades, has Soulless 1, and is gonna focus. Grievous staying alive at 1. Grievous. Do we see Grievous go for the range 0 here, or you take the range 1 into Kanan? Keep piling damage into Emon, or go for the better shot? opts to go for the range 0. Kanan puts him down to 2 dice. Nothing. Emon is going to survive, only taking 1 damage that turn, which is pretty good for all those ships looking at you. Now you got Emon. Could opt for the range 0. I think that is the range 0. We're going to go for 2 hits. And that is a dead Grievous. And 5 points for Connor. That is a point for Andrew for the crates. Score is now 5-2. Yeah, Emon. Now, here's the thing. Emon is now on a different path from Kanan. So they need to be either very slow in order to, have Kanan keep protecting Emon, or, they're probably just going to bug out. But now, Grievous off the board this quickly is not a good sign for Andrew. He needs to pick up the damage pace with Django. He needs to get some of those vet tail shots, and Dirge needs to land some of those HLC blows. Because as good as the ion cannon is for providing that extra die, it does not do well at providing extra damage when you need to push through that damage. The ion, of course, is great, and you'd much rather have it over just your 2-die primary. But it does feel bad when you're rolling a lot of dice and your maximum damage output is 1. However, he is going to have the slow bleed from the bombardment drone point, because there's not really, Kanan being the, in general, the crate carrier for Connor's list, facing away from the closest crate, and he's going to have to circle around that top left rock in order to get a crate again. Otherwise, Boba or Emon are going to have to take a turn to pick up that crate that's sitting underneath Django, and they don't generally like to do that. As you can see, Boba has been boosting around all game. Emon's gotten a couple boosts in here and there. So those 2 fire sprays, generally not amazing salvage mission carriers. So if that bombardment drone, who's got 3 health left, sticks around, just, runs down towards the bottom of the board, fiddles around in a corner, proceeds to not die, that could be a lot of points for Drew that rack up over time. Kanan could stop here. That is the thing. Kanan unharmed, and even if he does get shots into him every time he takes damage, he can simply just keep adding the stress to get those force. Because, of course, force, really, really good on Kanan with his ability. And you don't mind, just not having an action for a turn or 2. Piling up all the stress on Kanan to keep recharging those force tokens. Looks like we're about set going into turn 5. Yep, we do see the stop from Kanan. Emon just chugging up slowly. Gets the block on Dirge. Dirge gonna take the red focus. Could have an HLC shot into Kanan, depending on the angle. Boba, just bump party up there. Bombardment drone, kind of looking nice. I mean, could eventually get into problems here soon, but we're gonna get a free shot into Emon, potentially at range 3. Or hey, if you can get that, that block, you can land the other proximity mine. And Django going fast, expecting Kanan to move. It's just going to take the red focus. And this is kind of where, Django wants to be. He doesn't want to be bumped, but now he's got a shot out the front and a shot out the back. Going to take the range 0 shot with a hit crit. Takes 2 shields on Kanan. Recharges a force. Then decides to vet tail out the back. Spend a cannon force to reduce the die. 2 hits. Going into Emon. Emon with enough paint to cover it all. Gonna spend the force. Got Dirge. Dirge does have the heavy laser cannon into Kanan. Could see a 4-die shot here. Potentially Kanan. There you go. Kanan it down to 3. Only gonna be 1 at most. Decides not to spend. Knows that there's a big shot coming in here from Boba Fett. Boba's gonna get the reroll from everyone being at range 1. Oh no, has Fearless. Generally, if there's 1 die left, you would want to reroll it anyway, because there is that chance of crit, and even if it's a blank, you can just Fearless it back. But is still going to get 2 into Dirge. The range 0 is going to put a fuel leak into Dirge as well, and is going to vet tail into the back of Django. Marauder for a reroll, and spends focus. 3 hits and a crit coming in. 1 evade. Hard, and that is a console fire onto Django. Kanan not going to have anything to shoot at. Or at least not have anything good to shoot with. Is going to be another point for Andrew. 5-3, Connor in the lead. Could be a bit more here in a second. If Dirge, Django, if either of them fall. Dirge with 4 points. Very difficult 4 points to kill. A lot of work for it. But Boba and Emon still kicking, still doing all right. Kanan could be in a bit of a trouble here soon. Now, we do have a proton bomb. I know Emon has spent one of his proton bombs. So Emon has a proton bomb. Boba could drop a proton bomb as well. If Kanan just does a one straight, tries to block Django into those bombs, could be a nice shot. I mean, if you keep blocking Django, that console fire could as well do some damage to him. Bombardment drone, though, coming back, could land a spicy proximity mine. Catch Connor off guard. But at this point, I think the 1 point gain from the bombardment drone is just not enough. You got to be able to take some ships off the board. Because Connor is really trying to gun down Dirge here. Like if Dirge, if Iman does the one straight with the proton bomb, I don't think Dirge can escape that. Gonna take the crit, which will trigger fuel leak, which will then get Dirge to spend the charge on his pilot ability. Could leave him wide open for a rear arc shot to kill him. Road to Andrew. Looks like we are going to see a proton bomb dropped from Emon. On the one straight. And no other proton bombs. Let's see a too hard away from the bombardment drone. Having the stun pilot is bad, but the struts simply tell you it's not a problem. One straight from Kanan. Keep chugging along. One straight from Emon. Dirge gonna one bank. It's gonna be a tight fit there. It's gonna sit in front of the proton bomb. Dirge making all the important decisions here. Could just fix fuel leak, take the proton bomb, and then require 2 shots to kill him, because it will take 1 shot to trigger his ability, and assuming he lives from his ability, it will then take another shot to kill him. You can see a focus roll, which is going to block Boba Fett. And Django is going to bump. We'll take the red focus. Proton bomb. catches Django and Boba. That is a direct hit into Boba and a loose stabilizer on Django. Django starting with the range 0. One hit. And one evade. Gonna take a shot out the back into Emon, presumably. Willing to check to see if Emon's in arc. Emon is not in arc. Kanan not able to help him out. It's going to take hit crit. Emon taking the crit. It is a hull breach in Emon. Dirge, 2 hits, range 0. 1 evade. Boba reroll, gets the evade. Boba taking the same shot back. Looks like an evade roll from Dirge before, not focus roll. Seems pretty nice, expecting that you are, just taking a range 0 shot. You're not able to spend that focus on offense. Might as well have the evade for defense. 2 hits coming in. Spends the evade. Dirge lives. Kanan. Shot into Dirge. 1 hit. Spends the force. And gets him! So that is 2 hits into Dirge. Dirge spends the ability. There are 2 direct hits. Dirge will clean up and go to 3 health. Did Emon shoot? I think they're checking now. Never doubt the range 3 Hawk. That it correct. You can never ever doubt that. Ooh, this is going to be a hit crit. A huge shot from Emon coming in. And 3 evades for Django. Gonna be 1 more point for Andrew. Cutting the lead down to 1. Although Dirge now, ability used up. Django not feeling too hot. Has a loose stabilizer and console fire. So pretty easy to tell where he's going. Kanan can just sit in front of him, block, take range 0 shots all day, and be perfectly happy. And now that bombardment drone sitting on a rock. Although, if Dirge is able to get around, Dirge is stressed, does not have contraband. So Emon could be free here to just sit around, fix hull breach, potentially get a good shot into the bombardment drone. Olive Gunner ship being down to 3 hull is pretty big, because you're denying a lot of points. But in the same kind of deal, you've got Andrew on the other side, also kind of denying points, spreading out the damage. Dirge down to 2 hull now. Django down to 4. Not giving up points is the name of the game, especially when Andrew has that leak advantage, where he's getting that 1 point every turn. I'm assuming we'll see a Boba bomb here. A Boba proton bomb potentially catching Dirge. Bombardment, rotate, double calc. Kanan, one bank. Gonna sit around, get that block, hopefully on Django. Emon turning in, gonna fix that hull breach. Dirge, zoom over top. Could see a focus boost. Get out of the proton bomb. Boost away, get as far away from that proton bomb as possible. Boba. Boba with the crate. Boba touch crate. The first scenario action for Connor's side. The second ship in this game to actually touch a crate. And now we have Django slipping forward and taking the block. Like a champ. Proton bomb, not going to hit anything. Django going to need a roll for console fire. He's going to take a damage from console fire. Gonna sneak a crit into Kanan. That is a wounded pilot. Don't think he cares that much about that. He's probably going to be going slow for the rest of the game anyway. Vet tail into Boba. Oh, we're going to see a force spend. And the crate is going to get popped off Boba. Only going to have the force to change one. Boba will take a crit and will lose the crate. That it is a blinded pilot. And the crate gets dropped. Boba, return shot, 2 hits. Django. 1 evade, gonna take a card. Django down to 2 now. That is 2 damage cards into the bombardment drone, which is going to kill it. Thought I had that. Was the bombardment drone not at? Interesting. I had the bombardment drone at 1 additional health. Something died. Alright, so the bombardment drone is now gone. Did he spend... I did notice that. I thought he only rolled one eyeball. I was going back and forth between the browsers trying to do with health. I thought he only rolled one eyeball and spent the force. Nothing is right. Nothing is right. Yeah, I think that was just a double click there. Okay, okay. Boba took a console fire. Emon's at 3. Wounded. Django's at 2. Marn's at 1. Oh my gosh. Everything is on fire and nothing will die. Boba is on 1. Emon is on 3. Kanan is on 2. Grievous is dead. Django's on 2. Dirge is at 2. Varn's at 1. Okay. Oh my goodness. Alright. Thank you all for sticking around and staying with me. I know that I'm not a professional here, more of an amateur streamer. I have this up so that I can, just keep, get these games in when we can. I know a lot of the bigger streamers don't generally stream at this hour. I know we've got another stream going on. So I'm here for the extra support, making sure that all these cut games get streamed. So now we have a tale of both the fire sprays. Both the big fire sprays on either side are burning. The good news here for Connor is that Django is not in a great spot, and Boba can just zip away, fix the console fire, and hopefully not take a huge shot from the bombardment drone. And hopefully Emon can kill off the bombardment drone. Dirge and Django, not in a great spot. Listen, guys, when I signed up for this, I was expecting a nice, easy stream where we wouldn't have to do much. These guys are both veteran players; they know what they're doing. I was not. I'm just here to provide the picture and a little bit of commentary. We're having a fun time. This is a fun tournament. I don't know the standings between these teams. I think this is the first match. I could be wrong. They're going to keep rolling road. Andrew again wins road. Gotcha, gotcha. Thank you, Dom. So this is the first game. Not as much pressure as any of the other games. He is attempting to rotate, and the bomber will not let him. Give that man a tractor token. Wait, I'm so confused. Yes, I do enjoy a tractor token. Also, why is there... the crate needs to be on him, right? Ooh, we are seeing the turn away is going to take the loose stabilizer damage. And do we see a console fire fix from Django? Oh! Did Django just died from the console fire? And does not get the kill on Kanan. Iman, Marauder, spends the force. That will be the kill on the bombardment drone. The real kill on the bombardment drone. This has been one hell of a ride. Because, yeah, that is the init snipe. No chance of Boba dying. And I think that is GG. Alrighty. Because, yeah, I don't think that there's any way that Dirge can suddenly come around and kill everything. Yeah, Kanan surviving on one, Boba surviving on one, Django dying to the console fire at the end of the game. Holy. That was an incredible match. Thank you to Andrew and Connor for playing. And thank you all for listening. This has been Viper Squadron. See ya.